So, welcome to this class that is going to be focused on the vagus nerve and the nervous system today. So we're going to be looking at how we can meet ourselves with kindness and compassion in many different little techniques and postures that we will do. But first we're going to start by really just relaxing our face. The vagus nerve is a long nerve that goes all the way from the brain through the face, through the organs and into the gut. And so one of the things that really helps is the relaxing of the face and the slowing down of the breath. We're just going to take a few moments to really center ourselves here, anchor ourselves in the body, really feel all the sensations that are here now as we relax our faces and we breathe slowly, gentle, comfortable breath. If you don't feel comfortable closing the eyes, you can just keep them a little bit open. And as we breathe, just feel the air coming in through the nostrils and out, and how it moves through all the little hairs inside the nose. See if you can feel that. And then bring it deeper into the center of the chest, into the heart center. And really feel like you're caressing the heart with your breath. So this is a beautiful and intimate action, rather than just a technique that is dry. So we start to love our practice and love our breath. Tenderly touching the heart with your breath. And then bringing that breath a little bit deeper and seeing if you can bring it down into the gut, down into the belly. And soften the belly as you're breathing. And let's just continue to breathe, but place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. And see if you can breathe really beautifully into these two places now. All the way down into the heart and into the belly. And as you're doing this, just be aware of any sensations that are arising in this moment. Any areas of tension, maybe the face has tensed up again. You can just relax the jaw, relax the forehead, relax the eyes. And just taking 3 more breaths. 3 more beautiful breaths into your body, nourishing the body with breath and bringing freshly oxygenated blood into all of the areas of your body. Good. And let's just bring the hands down. I'm going to begin this practice with the practice of pranayama, Brahmari pranayama. Brahmari is it's translated as humming bee. So it's a bee, the sound of a bee. So it's very simple. We just inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, the tip of the tongue comes behind the teeth. And we make a vibrational sound, a little like this. So just breathe in through the nose and then exhale with sound. And we're exhaling for as long as we can. So let's do that together. Deep breath in. And again. Let's do 3 more. Last one. And now let's open the mouth and produce the sound of Om. Deep breath in. And again. And last time. And now just sitting and observing this residue of sound and vibration that lies within. See if you can feel the shimmering of the prana inside. You have to look very finely. Good, and now begin to breathe again, and we're going to start to move the body with the breath. And so just swaying back on the sitting bones and rounding and arching forward. But we're going to coordinate this with the breath. So as we come forward, we're going to inhale. Nice and smooth, and exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, nice and smooth, pressing the heart forward, and exhale, rounding the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And now coming forward, and we're going to start to turn the body. So we're circling the body and we're getting right into the digestive organs as we do this. So you can continue with the breath. It's really good to breathe as we're doing these different movements of the body and different postures. So as we're breathing, we're actually massaging the digestive organs with our breath. I just want you to keep the upper body and the face relaxed. So there's a tendency to tighten unconsciously a lot of different areas of our body, common areas of tension. And let's go the other way. So become very free in the movement and feel this beautiful circle. Your head can also come into the movement, coming down and around. And coming back to center. And after completing the movement, what we do is we hold still and we're observing what we feel, what we can observe within. And sometimes that's a sensation, sometimes it is a thought or an emotion. Other times it might be like a feeling of expansion or contraction. So we're just able to perceive what is here right now. And this is our inquiry. We have this chance together now to inquire into all the different levels inside of who we are. So now we're going to come and do that flexing of the spine on the hands and knees. So the hands are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. And we're doing the same movement, which is a very good way of activating the vagus nerve. And when we activate the vagus nerve, then we're moving. It helps us to move into the parasympathetic. So we're going to do this movement in a very gentle way. There's no need to push or force. We're not at the gym, but what we're trying to do is to soothe our nervous system. So start to breathe. Inhale and look up. Exhale and round the back as much as you can. And start to focus on the spinal column. So we bring our attention to the physical body first. And we're seeing, how does my physical body feel in this movement? Are there any aches or pains? Or are there any places that feel open and free? And we can start to breathe a little bit deeper if it feels okay for you to do that. And if anything doesn't feel okay, then please don't do it. Listen to your own body. You can rest at any point. Open the eyes if you need to. And now we're just going to turn the hips and be a little bit more free in that movement so we can really feel all the different places in our own body. Like you can get into these little tight spots in between the shoulder blades maybe. So just having some time to really explore your own body in this more free way. Keep breathing. And if you want to, you can stretch back into downward facing dog and start to move and walk, taking the hips from side to side, stretching out the tongue, opening the mouth, and coming down. And just take one more minute of free moving from cat and cow into downward facing dog. Tuning in and really feeling your own body, your own breath. Stretching out the tongue and exhaling is again something that's very good for stimulating the vagus nerve. Coming down now onto the knees, and just take a moment here to feel the effects of this movement. Feel the effects on the breath. Is your breath still smooth? Has it speeded up? Have you stopped breathing? We're not controlling the breath, we're making the breath really natural and free so we can feel at ease in the posture and in the practice. Good, so let's now come into a little sequence where we're going to bring our hands and the knees back. So the hands come forward like before, but the knees come further back. And this is like a modified plank position. So we can actually straighten the legs and we'd be in this quite dynamic plank position. But today we're going to keep it nice and soft and relaxed. So we're dropping the knees and bringing the elbows in as we go down to the floor. Coming into a baby cobra. And just taking the hands off for a few moments. And then placing them really, really gently onto the earth. And we're going to breathe and feel the belly being massaged against the earth. Which is really good for the digestive organs, really good for the vagus nerve. And also good for the back muscles, which are strengthening. As we hold this position, you might be able to feel them, the multifidus muscles, those muscles that run down the side of the spine and support the spine. Now take a deep breath in as you come up, nice and slowly, feeling the back. And then coming down, we start to slide the hands and roll up through the spine. Inhale and look up. Exhale, hands coming down. So we're coming into a nice little flow here. Inhale with the breath. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, sliding. Inhale, opening the arms really wide. So the heart opens. Exhale and down. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keeping the elbows in and the shoulders down in cobra. Exhale. Inhale. Wide open. Exhale. We'll just do 2 more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. bringing the hands one on top of the other onto the heart center. And just take a moment to feel the effects of that fluid sequence with the breath. You might feel warmth inside. You might feel lots of different sensations. And whatever we're feeling, we're just totally aware, witnessing whatever's coming up right now in this moment. And this is how we start to understand ourselves more deeply. What is going on inside? What is going on in our mind? What kinds of emotions come up? Good, and let's take the hands back behind us and just pushing the chest forward. You can bring the knees parallel. Now we're just going to open up this whole area of the heart, keeping the neck long. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can take it right back, opening the throat and the heart. Good, and slowly coming up, taking it back into downward facing dog. And let's just take 5 breaths here in downward facing dog. If it's too much with the legs straight, you can bend the knees. And we want to try and get equal pressure on the hands and the feet. And so there's not any pain in the wrists or any weight. Too much weight in the hands. And from here, we're going to step our left leg forward and just bring the knee down. And so we're coming into a lunge, and this is a beautiful posture that will open and stretch the psoas muscle, which runs down the front of the top of the leg, front of the hip. And so we're just going to be here and either half close the eyes or completely close the eyes and look in to the part of the body that is really affected by the posture. Which part is opening? And we're just going to sway a little bit from side to side, encouraging the body to open rather than holding it in a rigid position. We're going to kind of melt into it. Melt, soften, breathe, and take your breath all the way down into the hip. This is more helpful than holding a rigid position, I find. And then we're coming back, seeing if we can straighten that leg. If you can't straighten the leg, you keep it bent. And we're just going to take a deep breath in. And slowly softening, relaxing towards that left leg. Good, and then do it one more time, coming forward, reaching up, and exhaling back, and slowly coming down. And then a little bit more dynamic movement, strong legs, left hand down and the right hand slowly up. If it feels too much to look up, you can keep looking down. And then the right hand's coming down and we come into a twist, left hand coming up. Good, and take the hand, come back into downward facing dog and take a few breaths. And let's do the other leg, right leg coming in now. And first just feeling this joint. So we're looking into the hip joint. We're also looking at the stretching of the psoas muscle. So this psoas muscle is contracted when we have a shock and we come into a fetal position. And so we have to be gentle when we're working with the psoas, gently opening and stretching This muscle is very powerful muscle that holds a lot of memories, emotions, trauma. So we're having this loving approach to our bodies, soothing, caring, kindness, compassion. And this is a beautiful attitude to have when you come into a posture where the body might be tight or stiff. And hamstrings are always a place in most people that are tight and stiff. So it can bring up emotion, it can make you feel angry, it can make you feel frustrated. We're just going to, rather than go into that, we're going to witness that that's a possibility. And we're just going to breathe and meet that sensation. Meet this quite strange sensation of tightness in that right hamstring. Maybe it's not tight, maybe you're very, very lucky and there's no tightness that you can find. But I'm sure if you go a little bit deeper, so you're meeting your edge, then you will find some tightness there. Yeah, so just be with it. See how it is instead of running away from that or going into any kind of frustration around it. If you can just be with it and meet it and breathe into it. Good. And then coming forward one more time. And coming back one more time. Good. And then we come up into a dynamic lunge, right hand on the ground, left hand reaching up, head down or looking up. And then into the twist, left hand down and the right hand up. You can reach the hand right back. Good. And down. Let's bring it into a plank position. Drop the knees and come down onto the belly and just turn the head and relax. And so we're just going to turn over onto our backs. Bring the knees up into the chest. Finish by coming into a simple twist. Just in your own time, taking a simple twist before we go down into our final posture, Shavasana. Bring the head up. And then let's stretch out. And if you don't feel comfortable with the hands right out like this, you can also put them on, one on the belly, one on the heart, or wherever you would like, either on the body or in complete surrender with the palms up. Staying there for as long as you want. I'd recommend 5 to 10 minutes. Enjoy this deep rest.